This section of the certificate introduces probability as the bridge between what your data says about the past and what might happen next. We have discussed how to collect data, how to organize it into meaningful summaries, and how to describe it using measures like mean, median, variance, and standard deviation. These summaries and measures describe what has happened or is happening in your business. Probability can translate those summaries into statements about future outcomes and their likelihood. Every business decision involves uncertainty. Will the product launch succeed? Will demand exceed supply? Will the new hire work out? Will the investment pay off? You can't eliminate uncertainty, but you can quantify it. That's what probability does. In this section, we'll look at why probability matters, how it changes the way you frame decisions, and how it connects directly to the tools you already use. Descriptive statistics summarize your historical data. The mean revenue per month, the median deal size, the variance in daily sales. These numbers are useful, but they only tell you what has already taken place. Probability takes those same summaries and asks a different question. Given this pattern in the data, how likely are different future outcomes? Two investments can have the same mean return, but very different spreads of possible results. Probability surfaces that hidden risk. Instead of saying a result is good or bad on average, you can talk about the entire spread of outcomes and the chance of falling into the worst or best cases. That shift supports clearer trade-offs when choosing between products, projects, or pricing strategies. In many meetings, people say things like, "This customer will probably renew," or "This launch should go well." Without a number, those words are open to very different interpretations. Probability encourages you to ask whether probably means a 60% chance or a 90% chance, which leads to very different actions. You surveyed 50 customers. 40 said they'd buy the new product. Does that mean 80% of all customers will buy it? Maybe. Or maybe your sample was biased. Or maybe the true percentage is 75%, and you got lucky. Probability theory gives you the tools to assess confidence in that 80% claim. By turning soft language into explicit likelihoods, you create a shared understanding and reduce avoidable surprises. Probability starts by forcing clarity about what you care about. Instead of saying sales will increase, you define a specific event, such as sales will exceed 500K in Q2. Once events are clearly defined, you can apply rules to combine them correctly, especially when they depend on each other. As new information comes in, such as a higher defect rate in a recent batch, probability provides a way to revise your earlier beliefs about future defects, rather than reacting emotionally. Over time, you learn that some business outcomes, like customer spend, tend to cluster around a mean with some spread, while others, like product defects or failures, are rare but random. Choosing the right probability model for each pattern helps you avoid misreading your data and supports more stable policies. You don't know if a job candidate will perform well. You don't know if demand will spike next quarter. You don't know if the supplier will deliver on time. But you do know historical patterns. You do know base rates. You can acknowledge conditional relationships. Probability lets you combine what you know to estimate what you don't. Probability transforms uncertainty from something you fear into something you can measure and manage. Your existing descriptive statistics, such as the mean and standard deviation, become inputs for estimating how likely different outcomes are. Thinking in probabilities draws your attention to the full spread of possible results, not just the average, so risk becomes visible and discussable. As you move into formal topics like conditional probability, Bayes' theorem, and specific distributions, remember the core purpose: to support better, more transparent business decisions. The videos in this section focus on understanding what probability is and how it operates.